Hello everyone and welcome to an update video. That is right, we have an update to the Poland, Lithuania and Ruthenia region. It's been a long time coming because they've done quite a lot of work. I am a little bit late in sharing this because I have been quite sick this past few days. But I'm feeling a little better now. And if you want to make me feel even better, maybe hit that like and subscribe button. Boom. Shameless and seamless integration of the call to action there. I love that. Anyway, let us get into the changes itself and see what is going to be different compared to the first time we were shown this lovely map and region. This might be a week full of joy for you. Not so far. As we have two Tinto maps, as we also had last week. Today we'll share a view of the maps of Poland, Ruthenia and the Baltic, incorporating your feedback and suggestions. As a forward, this review has taken us more time than the previous ones. Yes, this actually came out before... this came out after the feedback for Italy, despite being, a map that came out first. But that is, just because there's been so much more that has gone into this than went into Italy. Italy was, I guess, a region that they had mapped later on in development, so they'd already increased granularity and what they had wanted to see from the maps before ended up sharing it to us. So that's generally why there will be more or less things changed based on feedback. But anyway, it's been massive in comparison, plus it's fallen into summertime and the vacations. After reading and processing the feedback, considered there are several ways in which we could improve these regions, I decided to devote some more time to get the degree of quality we considered appropriate. Isn't something that's going to happen regularly. Please be aware that each region is unique and challenging on its own, and in some cases they might need more rework and in others less. That is perfectly reasonable. Also, there's just quite a lot of very passionate Paradox fans that live in... They're Polish. There's so many passionate Polish fans of Paradox games. I do know myself from my own analytics that Poland tends to be, I won't say overrepresented, but they are certainly highly represented in my analytics for who watches my videos. So extrapolating from that, it is reasonable, I think, to say that there's quite a lot of Polish fans. And anyway, we can have a look at exactly the changelog and what has changed here. And initially, first of all, the thing that stands out, there has been 194 new locations added, which is just a colossal, huge amount. I'm not going to read through every single one of these locations because, let's be honest, I'm English and these words are Polish. That's never going to end well. But we can have a scroll through them slowly, and you can just see the crazy amount of extra locations added. Which is there's a lot. There is a heck of a lot in pretty much every area has seen quite a lot. Is the Silesia area getting this many new locations when Silesia already looked really quite incredibly dense is kind of interesting and impressive, really. Ukraine also getting quite a lot of love there, which is lovely to see. Volhynia, the White Ruthenia area, getting a ton of love. It also getting a bunch of lakes. There's a new wasteland in Crimea, and then a bunch of new countries added, and also some characters, which is not something I expected to see in a map thread, but even so, getting a bunch of those. New cultures added: Curonian, Greater Polish, Lesser Polish, Mazovian, etc. And some dynamic names for Germans and many other languages, and renamed all the modern Czech, Estonian, Latvian, Polish locations to their national languages, which is really cool. Also, a bunch of renaming being done. Again, I can't pronounce 10... I can pronounce maybe 10% of these. Zurimin, even probably getting that wrong. But yeah, I there's no way that I'm pronouncing That one. Sure, I'm not even going to try. Um, Unfortunately, if you are a fan of Regenwald, they have been removed. They no longer exist. But that's fine. It's probably more historically accurate. I will be accepting of it. And rework the location, ownership, and subject relations of the Silesian countries. Several raw goods have been changed as suggested. Terrain has had a total review. The locations have been redrawn. Of course, they have to if you're going to add new ones. They've reorganized provinces and they've added minorities. So yeah, just an absolute gigaton of changes being done. Again, based on people's feedback. That is the most impressive thing to me. Is just this is all based on people seeing the map and saying, you know what, I think it'd be better if this location here, because of the history that I know, should probably produce this trade good instead as this RGO. And you know, that feedback being acted on, I think that's super impressive. I'm never gonna take an opportunity, never not gonna take an opportunity to point that out, because I love that. But anyway, looking at the countries, let us pop this map open. Could I zoom in without? No. All right, that's good enough. I'll pop this map open, and then we'll swap back and forth between this map and the earlier Tinto map, just to see exactly what has changed, or see if we can spot what has changed. So, actually, a better way might be open that in a new tab, and then we go to the old one, and we open that in a new tab as well. So, this is the new one. The big things that I can notice, Riga Letione versus well, I mean, there's a bit of Riga Letione, but you can't really see it because it's so small. This is the old map. This is the new map. Grand Duchy of Lithuania is now, the whole name is visible on the map, because Novogrudok Slutsk-Pinsk Turov has changed into actually existing. This is the old map again. They don't exist. We now have Drutsk here as well, which was not there before. Smolensk has changed into not being a vassal of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania as well, which is interesting to say the least. Mtitslavl and Chernihiv, also very much different in this map. And then Galicia Volhynia has actually changed to Volhynia and Halicia, which is interesting as well. Looking more at the Poland region, Poland's name moved, and they own a little bit more of the land up in the north. They have an extra little bit, occupied of course. But otherwise not too much in the way of map changes, maybe a few locations here and there. And then I just want to... Let's just zoom in just a moment, because we're gonna focus on Silesia here. This is the old map of Silesia. This is the new map of Silesia. Silesia was already very dense. It was already very dense, but holy, that is impressive. It's impressive. Also, I think this one here is Regenwald. Oh, you can't see it on this map. Okay. This one right here, there, that's Regenwald. It's gone. It's gone. But yeah, no, let's move on. That is obviously very, very awesome to see. There are some noticeable changes in the country setup. First, we have deeply reworked the Silesian tags, not only with your feedback, but also with the help of some of our fellow Polish developers. Secondly, we divided Galicia Volhynia into two separate principalities, which are in a personal union under the same ruler, Yuri II. These two countries, plus the Principality of Kiev, are now tributaries of the Golden Horde and part of the Tatar Yoke international organization. Third, we adjusted the southern and eastern borders of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Finally, the internal borders of the Livonian Order have also been adjusted. Dynasties. Let's have a look there. The old dynasties, I'm pretty sure, were a thing. They were not a thing that were shown. No, they were not. We hadn't seen the dynasties and stuff before that popped up. So, let's have a look. We got, obviously, the Piasts. They're also the ones in control of Galicia and Volhynia. So they're Yuri must clearly be a Piast. Getting a lot of the Lithuanian lands under the Geminids, of course, as well. There makes sense. As well, seeing this land here. Oh, this is the old area. Let's have a look again at the new map, because Kiev is now a thing, and it wasn't before. I actually completely skipped that. That is kind of interesting. I like that. And Kiev also being under the Gediminids as well, which is kind of cool. Locations. This is going to be a very interesting map, right? Let's open both of these. The lighter color is the old map, and this dark color is the new map. So let's have a look here. This is the new map. This is the old map. Yeah, you can see, especially, okay, look at this location here, Lida. And now look at it. Obviously, it's changed name as well, but it's turned into its own province. It's basically turned into its own province, which is incredible. The granularity increase here is a lot. Also want to draw your attention to the Carpathian Mountains in the south, which have gotten a bit of a change as well. Less wasteland is certainly an interesting way to go. I'm not sure I completely agree. I do like the wasteland, and I think having the wasteland, especially between Poland and Hungary, is a good thing. I like that. Seeing it be a bit lesser here is not something I expected. But hey, we'll see how it plays out. We've got some more detailed location maps as well. I'm not going to show the comparison here, but we're just going to scroll through them just so you can get a better sense of the granularity of this region, which is just incredible. It really does almost rival the granularity that we see in the likes of Germany, honestly, with just how much there is here. Again, just super duper impressive. Moving on to provinces now, and let's just see if we can open up the previous one. This is the province map mode that we have from the previous update, and this is the new one. Again, they're going a lot more colorful. I don't know, I kind of like the old one. I like this, like, faded, but that's not really going to affect too much, and I'm sure map modding will come along and change it all for us anyway. But yeah, definitely liking this as well. You can see a lot of the changes in names as well. Kurland is now different from Kurland, so a lot of these getting changed. Especially, look at all of this stuff around in Estonia. No, this one's... Yeah, this one is Estonia, right? There's... No, the top one's Estonia, then it's Latvia. My apologies, my apologies. Look at Latvia. One whole ass huge giga province, and now 4 or 5 provinces. It's crazy. Again, the granularity increase is very impressive. Onto areas, we got the Baltic region. Is pretty much the largest one that I see here. And I don't think we had an areas map mode here, but even so. The Prussia region, Greater, Central and Lesser Poland. We've got Volhynia, Red Ruthenia, Ukraine there. Love to see it. But yeah, I think as long as they get the code fixed for seeing, you know, the naval areas like spreading over the land, if they can fix that, I'd be very, very happy with this. This looks great. Onto terrain. Now this one is interesting. Obviously, we know that marsh got renamed to wetland, but also there has been a bit more added, especially up in the Prussia region, up in the north as well. It looks like we got a bit more, and then of course the Livonian, sorry, not Livonian, the Lithuanian wetlands here, getting a lot more wetter, which is great to see. Onto vegetation. I don't see too much in the way of changes. There's more names for forest, but I mean, yeah, this area very forested. A bit less forest maybe down in the southern Polish region. You know, this is the old one, just a ton of forest, and then now there's quite a lot of farmland here. There's a bit wood, so it's a bit less dense. This region looks very much like you are going to be able to build up quite heavily here. Lots of grasslands and farmlands. I mean, there's quite a lot of grasslands earlier, but yeah, getting a lot more farmland in the region is going to be very, very good for your production of goods and food. On to cultures, which is one of the things that they said they had changed, added more minorities. I thought already, especially in the north, there was already quite a lot of really interesting, minorities here. But now if we have a look, that has really been increased a lot. Sadovians, making an entrance here, which looks great. Instead of a monolithic Polish culture, it's changed to Greater Lesser Polish and then Mazovians as well. Instead of a huge Ruthenian culture, we now have Polackian, Polasian, Volhynian, Halician, and Ruthenian is down here now. I think this looks great. This looks way more interesting. What do we have to say about these? Some meaningful changes regarding the cultural setup of the region. Decided to be a bit more consistent with the regions to the west when you split the Polish and Ruthenian cultures into their regional variants. We know there'll be a lot of questions regarding how this will work in the game, but we ask for some patience about it, as there are some changes planned regarding how it currently works, and we are aiming to show it in a Tinto talks before the end of the year. I can't say any more about this yet, sorry. We've also added the Curonian and Sudovian cultures and renamed the Western Baltic one to Pruthenian, adding some more cultural granularity. I love that. I love me some cultural granularity. I think the thing that they will do, this here, the how it work in game and asking for patience about it, I think you are going to be able to create a culture. Not in the way that CK3 does it, in the way that, I'm going to select this bonus for the culture because I want to, and blah blah blah. That's not what we're going to see. I think what we're going to see is the ability as the game goes on, maybe through an invention, maybe through some institution or age or something, a way to merge these Greater Polish, Lesser Polish, Mazovian into Polish. Something along those lines. And it's something that I want to see for Britain as well. I want to see English being split up and then the ability to merge these cultures into English. Also makes sense for the Russian region, having Muscovite, Novgorodian, and all the rest of them, and then being able to merge it into Russian later on, if you manage to survive and thrive and doing all that kind of stuff. But either way, I think this looks absolutely great. Moving on to religion, not many changes here. It's lots of Catholic, lots of Orthodox, and a bit of Romuvan. If we have a look here, it seems pretty much the same. Maybe a little bit more Romuvan in the Livonian areas. The borders here a little bit more as well. Minorities a bit further south, but not many changes. And yep, looks good. Raw materials. This is going to be one that is going to be hard to spot the differences, but we're going to give it a try, I think. So this is the old one. Moving on, the new one. Okay, maybe we can spot the differences. Because, yeah, the level of detail, my gosh. Obviously, livestock used to be blue. It's now a lighter green. Wheat used to be green. It's now a light yellow. Fish used to be yellow. It's now blue. But, of course, that's not really what we're looking at here. We're just looking at the incredible increase in granularity. Wild game being spread all over here. Lumber being spread, all over the place. And now they are different. I think this is a massive improvement. I love this. Found my medicaments. We're happy. I need those. Again, I am sick. I need my medicaments. Some gold here as well. Makes sense. This is the Carpathian gold I believe in E4. It's in a place called Haunt. But seeing that there is lovely. Getting copper there as well. I like it. Added a lot of suggestions from the feedback for the raw materials of the region, making it way more complex economic-wise. On to the three main markets. The same as the last time, Riga, Krakow, and Kyiv. And some staunch bugs regarding location connection to their markets that refuse to disappear as well. So, yeah, I imagine that's going to be these two Krakowian, Silesian areas. I think one thing I would say, I am surprised that there is no Danzig market. It was a very important trading location, even in 1337. So I'm surprised to not see that. Maybe it's going to be something that the player will want to do as the Teutonic Order very, very early, I imagine would be the case. But yeah, no, this obviously it still looks great. Population. Unfortunately, they still have to fix the pops of the region. They have some pending fallout yet to address. Interesting. Not sure what that is supposed to mean. But they aren't really in a good state at the moment, and it's the only pending thing to do. They able to share them with us as soon as possible. The next Tinto maps to be reviewed is going to be Anatolia. No expected date yet, and they're skipping Great Britain as St. Dave UK is on parental leave. So congratulations on the birth of your child. That's awesome. And he's going to be away for some weeks. The Americans in chat being like, what the fuck you mean parental leave? Paid parental leave in this day and age, in this economy? Oh, crazy. But yes, no, he lives in Europe, so of course he gets parental leave as well. Anyway, apart from that, on Friday, there'll be a new Tinto map on Arabia, so we look forward to seeing that as well. Yeah. One can only say wow, really, let's be honest. I think these changes are awesome, especially 194 extra locations. Very, very impressive. I think we can all agree that this looks fantastic. Of course, we're still waiting on the terrain map mode where we can see the farms, we can see the mountains, we can see all of that. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope it comes sooner rather than later. But that is going to be something I think is going to really bring this map to life. But even so, this map mode also looks really, really good. And I love the changes. I think the changes make this area really, really interesting. I will be playing Teutonic Order. This is going to be one of my earliest campaigns because I think it's awesome. I think it's one of the earliest campaigns that I played in Mayo and Texas, and I want to see how different it is in EU5. But anyway, that is enough from me. I need to go and unblock my nose. Again, I apologize if I've been sounding a bit strange. I am sick still. Yeah, make me feel better. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow for another Tinto talk on winter. Yeah, winter is coming is all we know about it. So I'll go brush up on my Game of Thrones knowledge. Maybe we'll get something there. Anyway, that's all for me for now. Bye-bye.